Warning: motorsport is a dangerous activity. The events you're about to see were filmed in a controlled environment under the supervision of professionals. Do not attempt to recreate or reenact anything you see on this show.
Welcome back to season 4, baby. We made it this far and we're not stopping yet. This season is going to be packed with plenty of action as we change into more of us out wheeling. Hence why, building the tight squeeze. I felt like building something a little bit different from the norm. So we've gone for a 3-link up front, a 4-link in the rear with 14-inch rad flows from Force 4. But basically, my plans for this is I'm going to be putting a 3S GTE engine out of a GT Caldina. Now, we saw some 3S GTEs tucked away in those rigs over in Thailand.
Their little trucks over there are absolutely insane. A lot of them are based on a Suzuki chassis, if you want to call it that.
They have a mentality in Thailand, just get it done. And it seems to work. You know, not everything has to be perfect.
Caleb's dead right on that. You look at it and to them it's no thing to just mix and match and you build what you want.
Exactly, and that's kind of why I've built this rig with a little bit of America, a little bit of Thailand, a little bit of Malaysia, and a little bit of Australia, and a little bit of Kiwi thrown in the mix, just because we know how. Well, I think it's time we get this rig down, and you guys can go and check out the footage from the Offroad Trophy in Prachinburi, Thailand.
And if you haven't subscribed, get onto it.
And make sure you hit the little bell so you don't miss us two idiots on screen.
Ooh, that's a real selling point.
We're here in Bangkok currently, checking out the Taxi 4x4 shop. In a couple of days, we're heading out to Prachinburi, about a 4-hour drive out of Bangkok, to bring you the action from the Offroad Trophy. But first, we thought we'd show you a little bit of what goes on behind the scenes. This vehicle is actually getting built for the Offroad Trophy by my good friend Winata at Taxi 4x4. It's certainly eye-opening coming here. Every time I always come and visit my friends that run these shops because they've always got something crazy in the build. Like this, the guards go on. He's literally got a whole cab that he's hollowed out, which sits over the top and bolts onto here. So you can remove the whole cab and clean it up like this. It's just, they think outside the box. Everywhere we go in the world, people build things differently, and I love just checking out the scenery, seeing what's on offer, and learning new things.
They pretty much get everything they want in a vehicle and make everything else conform around it. So all the body, that is the last of their worries. They just want it to be a weapon.
Yeah,
they just want to build absolute weapons.
So here's our challenge to you. Get stuck in, build it, break it, fix it, and repeat. Enough of behind the scenes here at Taxi 4x4. We're going to take you guys to the action at Offroad Trophy at Prachinburi. Thailand. Best known for its exotic beaches and crazy nightlife. It attracts a massive number of tourists every single year. But it also has its fair share of wheeling action, and that is exactly why we are in town. We drove 2 hours outside of Bangkok to Prachinburi for round 4 of the Offroad Trophy. We were even lucky enough to score ourselves a pretty luxury ride there. We did it. We were supposed to hire a car and drive out. We got a driver. We're in the pimp bus, baby. Old Squeaky back there. After arriving in Prachinburi, we checked into our hotel and headed straight to the night stages. Lucky for us, they were just across the road from our hotel. On the way over, we happened to stumble across what looked like a pretty crazy party. But it was actually a sound off with some insane sound systems. After checking out the sound off, we continued on to the Offroad Trophy night stages, which were being hosted just down the road behind the shops. The qualifying was already underway when we arrived, and there was plenty of action going on in the pits. Racers were well prepared for whatever was thrown at them, with welders, grinders and more on site ready to go. Teams were doing running repairs and making sure their buggies were race ready for the next day. There was a 2-lane course that competitors had to race their way through as fast as they could to get them a good qualifying time for race day. With minimal lighting on the track, bright lights were crucial to be able to navigate throughout the stage. We had a blast watching these guys out racing in a format we hadn't seen up close before and couldn't wait to see more action the following day. Offroad Trophy is an event that we have been following on YouTube, and it was so good to finally get there and see what all the fuss was about. Off-Road Addiction TV is brought to you by Maxxis New Zealand, S04, Polaris New Zealand, and REDARC Electronics. Welcome to the Offroad Trophy here in Prachinburi, Thailand. I'm Caleb, one size does not fit all Thompson, and this is Paul, kicking it old school hand, and we're here to get you some of the crazy action that is the Offroad Trophy. We are here with team number 9 Racing. They're running the SR20 in their Zook, or what's left of a Zook.
400 horsepower.
IFS front end, and it's got the goods going on. This is the 4th round out in Prachinburi. We've got one more round this year, and then that defines who is coming out to play with the Magnificent 10 next year. Stay tuned for the action. The Offroad Trophy has been ranked number 1 in Thailand for 16 years and has the highest number of viewers in the country for extreme motorsport. The pits filled up with competitors and support crews, and crowds of spectators gathered on the sidelines, even climbing trees in order to get the best view of the track. The course was made up of 2 lanes that run side by side and zigzag across a wide open field. Racers had to battle their way through dips, jumps and tight turns to get to the end with the fastest time. The course started with a long straight over several jumps, followed by a 90-degree right-hand turn, taking racers over more jumps towards another 90-degree corner around the outside of the open field. The next straight had racers tilting from side to side across a series of alternating bumps, followed by a sharp 180-degree turn, spinning racers toward the center of the field. After a couple more 90-degree turns, the long straight heads down towards another sharp 180-degree turn that sends the dirt flying as vehicles bank up the side of the corner. Now this is where it gets interesting. Racers now swap sides on the track mid-race, with one vehicle going up over a bridge while the other vehicle shoots underneath. They then shoot around the corner and head full speed over a large tabletop, with most vehicles getting some decent air. With 2 more corners to go and the finish line in sight, racers were going all out to get over the remaining obstacles. There was a series of large jumps to get across before speeding around the last corner, where drivers had to stop the vehicles and let the navvies cross the finish line. It's quite a long course, but competitors have been smashing it out. Racers were tasked with having to stop their own timers at the end of the race. The drivers would have to come to a stop at a rope across the end of the course, with the navigators having to jump out of the buggy, move the rope from one peg to another, and run over and hit the stop button at the start gate. These navvies have definitely done this before, with most of them jumping out before the buggy had even stopped. Now, it's no easy feat timing when to jump out of a moving buggy, let me tell you that much, but the hard part is not getting run over, which we saw one of the guys do. He jumped out a little too early, his foot landed on the tyre, and he ended up doing a bit of a flip, slamming into the earth, got up, dusted himself off, and carried on to the finish line. These guys are fully committed to getting to that button to get the fastest time of the day. Now, Thai people, especially in motorsport, just have this attitude of get it done. Now that means getting the job done and getting out racing, not sitting on the sidelines talking about racing, and not sitting at home with a broken vehicle. Now this leads to sometimes not the prettiest work being done, but they're out there racing and they've passed their scrutineering. That is all you need sometimes. Just get it done and get out racing, have fun with your friends. There are 4 different classes racers can enter in: panel, open, super open, and open unlimited, with vehicles ranging from modified pickups up to fully customized buggies. The panel class is for pickup trucks with small modifications and must retain their independent front suspension, plus they must have the original engine. Open class gives you freedom to make any modifications you like, as long as the vehicle retains its original body or looks like a production vehicle. The Super Open and Open Unlimited classes are where the modified buggies compete. Competitors can make any modifications they like to these buggies and can choose to compete in either class. The UTVs, on the other hand, can only compete in the Open Unlimited class. Now, it's pretty crazy to see something that is near new or a couple of years old, in the case of the modified pickups, being sent through the air with the wastegate screaming and rolling coal. It's definitely a sight to behold. And then you get the buggies that line up against the UTVs, and you would think, well, the weights are similar, the buggies have a lot more power, but the UTVs definitely hold their own, they corner better, they accelerate better, and they seem to win majority of the time. There was plenty of action to be seen from all classes, and they all put on a good show. Even the modified pickups were getting some sideways action and airtime on the jumps. For safety reasons, the course was watered down throughout the day to try and prevent as much dust as possible from interfering with drivers' visibility. It also ensured there was plenty of visibility for spectators to catch all the action. Halfway through the day, we took a break from racing for the event's opening ceremony. This is where the officials welcome everyone and the live coverage of the event begins. Off-Road Addiction TV is brought to you by Factor 55, Motomuck, Big Brown Industries, and Trail Gear.
Welcome to the off-road racing in Thailand. My team is number 9 racing team. Have a one buggy. Engine is a SR20 with turbo, 400 horsepower, and gear Land Cruiser Prado. Rear suspension, 4-link. Thai Silverstone 33-inch. This race is so funny because my axle, front axle, is broken on the special stage 2. I'm so serious and repair and build the axle for the ready to race. Thank you all the people, my family, my friend, my team. Thank you so much.
Now, we had a fantastic time at the Offroad Trophy, and it was amazing to get to see the race in person. It is a very different style of event, and the only thing we could compare it to is like off-road racing versus the New Zealand 4x4 trials. These guys send it over the jumps and they're racing against the clock and each other. We were very thankful to be welcomed to the event with open arms and language barriers being able to be smashed down so that we could have a great time. The overall event went smoothly. There was some chaos, there was some madness, there was jumps, landings, and everything else in between. But like all good events, they must come to an end. So that is us, and that brings us to the end of the Offroad Trophy. Now, of course, no trip to Thailand would be complete without a visit to the beautiful islands. Once we got back to Bangkok after the Offroad Trophy, we were off to the airport again the next day to Krabi, where we jumped on the ferry to Koh Phi Phi. The beaches are stunning and the water crystal clear, so what better way to wind down from the Offroad Trophy than to go snorkeling? It was great to catch up with Moti and Antonio, our good friends that we met on our honeymoon. Moti really lives and breathes his snorkeling. Every single day when he can, he's out there doing it. You get to go out to Maya Bay, where they film the beach with Leonardo DiCaprio, and they go deep diving off the drop-off point. Then we feed the fish bananas and they go into an absolute frenzy. We get to see some turtles and sharks, and we stop off at Monkey Bay. Aside from the snorkeling and the beautiful water, there was one other thing that needed to be ticked off the to-do list: the nightlife. Once night falls and the beaches are filled with bright lights, loud music, and plenty of entertainment, including these two fluoro-colored bearded guys getting all the attention. That brings us to the end of our Thailand trip. Now for me, I absolutely love Thailand. I fell in love with the people, the culture, and the food on the very first trip. Who would have thought that me and food would have got along so well? Once you get over the fears and the hype of eating the street food, you will know that you're going to eat some of the most tasty food you will ever find. Thank you guys for watching this episode. We would love to hear your feedback below. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and hit the little bell notification so that you guys don't miss any of the action we got coming to you this year. We plan to bring you more behind the scenes stuff, more of our Suzuki builds, and just more action in general. So thanks again, and we'll see you out in the trails. Coming up on the next episode, we head to Thompson's Track in Te Araha, New Zealand. We head up the easy Te Araha side to see how much the track has changed since Caleb's last visit 5 years ago. And of course, we couldn't resist poking our nose down the hard Katikati side to see how far we could get. I got the turbo, he's got the winch, so we're gonna pretty much just send it and see what happens. It'll teach me for driving into a hole like a girl. Should have just sent her. always be aware of your surroundings, especially coconuts, because they like falling out the tree. That's a headache you don't want. Welcome back to
Caleb's.
It's been a while since we've done this. What's the show called?
Off-road addictions.
Off-road. Our whole newsfeed lately has just been full of trips on social media. Keep it up, guys. We love it. I'm here. He's your host. I'm your host. And this is your hostess with the mostest. I will go in at full pace.
I'll be wide open.
No holding back. We're going to get stuck in to doing some more work on this. And if you like the English version of that, that's coming soon.
Subtitles down here.
Coming soon. Thanks for watching.